Jose Young's here with MMAfighting.com, speaking with Ben Saunders ahead of his fight at UFC 245 against Matt Brown here in Las Vegas. Now, I was looking at your fight record before. This fight is in Las Vegas. You haven't fought in Las Vegas in what, almost 10 years, right? UFC 106?
Man, was that the last one?
I think so.
I know I've fought here 2 or 3 times, and to my knowledge, it's always been a great time and a great experience. So I'm excited to be back. But man, if it's been like 10 years, that's crazy.
Well, I was going to ask, because a lot of younger fighters, they look at Las Vegas as the fight capital of the world. They're excited to fight here. You fought here before, but it's been 10 years. Does this still have the same luster as returning to Las Vegas, or is this just another fight week for a veteran fighter?
Definitely just another fight week, but anytime it's in the States, I'm excited about that because it makes things easier. But actually moved out here, so this is, I guess, partly kind of home. Doesn't feel as home as Florida still, but we're getting there.
And you are fighting Matt Brown on Saturday, and I was surprised you guys hadn't fought before. You've been around the game for so long. Have they ever offered you Matt Brown, or like looking in the past, has his name ever come across you in a fight contract? Maybe the fight didn't happen. Maybe you guys circled each other at all in the past.
No, very surprised. Again, very excited, man. I've been a fan of his for a long time, and obviously me being season 6 and him being season 7, man, I thought our paths would meet a long time ago. So better late than never.
Well, he had previously announced his retirement from the sport, and then he came back. When he announced his retirement, did you feel any disappointment at all that you didn't get a chance to fight him?
Honestly, I didn't know anything about retirement. I ended up hearing that after getting this fight booked for me. I know he got injured. To my knowledge, he was getting ready for Carlos Condit. And again, I don't really know any details on retirement, or if it was even like real or just kind of a temporary solution because of the setback for him or whatnot. Again, when people try to ask me about other fighters' thoughts or mentalities, my thing is it could go either way. You know, there's so many ways. It makes no sense to kind of think or try to be in their brain. So I just think about me and what I got to do. Hopefully it's the best Matt Brown to date. You know, like I know he's a savage, but I'm a savage too. And as a true samurai, man, like I'm trying to fight the best there is. I don't want him to be injured, sick. I don't want anything. I want there to be no debate and no question about it when I beat him.
Well, you mentioned you can't put yourself in the other people's shoes and everything, but as yourself, if you think of retirement at all, maybe it's in the back of your mind, is it time to call it a career if those thoughts creep into your mind?
You're saying me personally or just in general? Me personally, man, I don't think. It's definitely never truly ever crossed my mind at all as far as retirement. And I would imagine that's a person-to-person basis. And it's really a state of mind situation, like what's your emotional state at when you're thinking such, in my opinion, that would be super depressing and negative. So I don't think about those things because I think it is super negative and depressing, and it's the last thing I want to think about. But if I did, I don't think it would be the end. I think I'm intelligent enough that if I ever start thinking about retirement, it would be how to intelligently make the path to the other side, if you will. It's hilarious. It sounds like dying.
Sure. Well, it's like similar to Alexander Gustafsson and Stefan Struve. They retired after their fights, and then 8 months later they said, "Well, I was just mad because I had lost 2 in a row. I was wasn't in the right frame of mind and everything. Maybe it was a rash decision." So if they had thought it, maybe they wouldn't have gone through. But a side note is Max Holloway made a lot, who's fighting on this card, after his last fight, made a lot about how he needed to take brain scans and everything before he would think about his next fight, because he was thinking about his son down the line. As someone who's fought in longer than almost anyone on this card, how often do you think about that before booking your next fight or those ramifications down the line?
I don't think about it in a negative way, but I am super intrigued by it. I have done brain scans and tests and random things that are MMA based because I'm very fond of it. I truthfully believe I've done everything in my power to bring the vitality and longevity of my career. Science is a big part of that, and the more we get, I guess, advanced in the science of understanding the human brain, and if I can have anything to do with increasing our understanding of that, I'm all for it, and I'll jump on almost any test that we could possibly do to try to do it. No test that I've done has ever showed anything negative on my part, and obviously for that I'm super grateful for. I think a lot of people, they can look at someone's career and how things may be witnessed watching things unfold live at an event, but what people don't see is behind closed doors, or the training room, the wear and tear, the years and years of potential damage from, you know, brawls that or fights that might occur inside the gym. And that's one thing that I've been super intelligent about throughout my career. I've also mentioned it time and time again, man. I think I'm very fortunate for my body type, being so long, lanky, and tall. I think I don't have to get inside much. You know, I'm not fighting Stefan Struve. If I was fighting Stefan Struve, I would be working some Mike Tyson style ways to get inside. I've had unfortunate teammates that were a lot shorter, and I personally felt their wear and tear in the gym, not just fights, but the gym of like, man, just your style has to be take a few shots to get inside, or create a style where you can not get hit to get inside. But even to create that style, like, that takes lots of time and practice of potentially getting hit to get it perfected to not get hit. So that's where I think, again, I've been very fortunate with my career.
So it's safe to say you probably won't move up to middleweight anytime soon, where you might be one of the smaller fighters. You're seeing a lot of fighters change weight classes lately. Like Ian Heinisch on this card's a middleweight. You're taller and you have a longer reach than him.
I started at 185. My first 5 fights were at 185, but at the time I was stepping on the scale with like my jeans on, weighing in, and then actually I got my jaw broken in my 5th fight. Still won it, still TKO'd him, had my jaw wired shut, and then I was sipping out of a straw and soup for about a month or 2, and that brought me down to like 172. And that's when I was like, yeah, I think I'll try 170. Had one fight at 170, then got on the Ultimate Fighter, and it was kind of like, all right, well, physically I can do it. And I've been going to the UFC PI, man. Like, that's the greatest thing about being out here. And they have like body scan tests and a whole bunch of tests to understand muscle mass and body fat and everything, and they were able to assess that 170 is the perfect weight class for me, at least right now.
Do you believe this is do or die for your UFC career on Saturday night when you do face Matt Brown?
I don't think about that stuff. I know there's a reason I'm still here. You know, I definitely bring it every time I fight. Yeah, it's not the greatest to, you know, die by the sword, but, you know, live by the sword, die by the sword is kind of a process that I think only a select few can endure and actually really make a part of their fighting style and lifestyle, even when it doesn't go in their favor. And I feel, man, I've done so much for this company that it's just an honor to be here.
And then one final one, I'd be remiss if I didn't ask you this. Did you watch Bryce Mitchell's Twister from UFC on ESPN this past week?
I saw the highlights. I saw the finish. Sure. I didn't get to see how it unfolded, how he even got there or anything. But, yo, props to him, and 10 Planet all day.
Well, I was going to ask that, like you and Eddie Bravo have that tie, you have the omoplata win. When you see a Twister like on the screen, is it like, do you just get a big smile watching that stuff?
Big time, big time. And to see him shout out Eddie Bravo afterwards. And above all, man, like it's kind of an inside joke to most jiu-jitsu and most schools in general, martial arts schools in general. You know, you try, you try to learn something from YouTube and then you come in. We got memes about that where it doesn't work out in your favor, so it's hilarious. But I've definitely done that too, man, where we're able to teach ourselves. When we hit a certain level, our knowledge is at a certain level, we're able to make it happen.
Well, thank you so much, and good luck on Saturday. I appreciate you.